Bob,
Oh my God.
which way do you want to start first with the Elimination Chamber? You want to start with the big chamber matches? You want to start with the random tag team match, the Grayson Waller Effect that we're going to see? Or do you want to start with presumably the main event with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax? Where are we starting first?
Let's start with the main event. Let's start with Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax, because Nia Jax is someone that I thought sucked for years. I thought she was one of the worst wrestlers on the planet. She regularly injures people. She broke Becky Lynch's face, created the man. Thank you, Nia Jax.
Yes.
But you also broke Becky Lynch's face and forced her
Yes.
to miss Survivor Series 2018. But now she's been released. She's come back with a new energy. She returned last September. She looks in the best shape of her life. And I actually think she might give Rhea Ripley a run for her money at Elimination Chamber.
I do want to talk about that because I am mostly on the AEW side when it comes to watching wrestling and fan bases. You're mostly on the WWE side. We have a love for both, but that's where our allegiances lie if we were going to have a fight here. And I know Nia Jax, as you just first said, someone that I shouldn't pay attention to at all. And you just said she came back with a vengeance. Why should I care about Nia Jax in this match?
Because she's the first viable threat for Rhea Ripley's championship since she's been champion since WrestleMania 39. She hasn't really. Did you think Zoe Stark was going to beat her at Survivor Series? I sure didn't. So Nia Jax, even though she's a bit clumsy, a bit goofy, a bit reckless in the ring, she's turned things around enough where people are actually starting to buy her as a imposing threat to Rhea Ripley, which she might be the only one on the roster right now. To me,
yeah.
Who else
there might
can
be
beat
another
Rhea
one in the
Ripley?
Elimination Chamber that poses a physical threat. We'll get to that in a second, but it's also in Ripley's home country. I don't know if it's her hometown. I don't know if she's from Perth, but she is Australian. She is from that side of the world, and it's going to be a homecoming for her. I'm very excited to see how that crowd handles Ripley, but I do have a question about that crowd. We have a couple of wrestlers in WWE. As you said, there's only 4 matches and a Grayson Waller Effect on this card. There's a couple of wrestlers like Bronson Reed, like Indy Hartwell, that are from Australia that are not on this card. Do you think that's a mistake that they couldn't find some type of smaller match to put those people in this arena?
Well, the card's so barren that they might still throw together a Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at Elimination Chamber this year for those guys. But I would have liked to see Bronson Reed do something meaningful. That guy, he returned, I think, in late 2022 or late 2020, late 2022, over a year and 3 months ago, and has done nothing. He still hasn't won a title on the main roster.
Yeah.
He's not getting any younger. He's not getting any skinnier either. So hopefully they give him a title soon.
I don't think this is the show that should be talking about people's dietary restrictions compared to the two of us. But for the Ripley Nia Jax match, obviously, we're on the build to WrestleMania. There's no chance that Nia Jax is headlining WrestleMania at any point. Ripley's winning this, right? That's our prediction?
Right. Rhea Ripley's going to win, but I think people are going to be surprised at how long it takes her, and it's not going to be this dominant performance by Rhea Ripley. I think they're going to show that she can be tested, that someone can beat her and make her look vulnerable heading into WrestleMania, as opposed to this unbeatable person on Raw. Make her look like someone could take her at WrestleMania. That's what they need.
Well, so the next question is, if Ripley has the title heading into WrestleMania, who is her opponent? And I believe we're going to get that decided in Elimination Chamber on the women's side. Let's go through the wrestlers. We got Becky Lynch. We got Bianca Belair, one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, the returning Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez, the back herself. This is a very fun 6 wrestler group in the Elimination Chamber. I really like this from all angles. Do you have any sentimental favorites heading into this match?
Well, actually, you just brought up an interesting point. You said that, well, Raquel Rodriguez returned this past Monday night and won the Last Chance Battle Royal. She was out with some kind of medical issue. She posted a video where her face was swollen. It was really sad. But she actually last September took Rhea Ripley to the limit. It was on September 11th, the episode of Raw. That's when Nia Jax returned and ruined her title match. So if Nia Jax did win by any circumstance, there's a backstory there with Raquel Rodriguez because she screwed her over last September. But I don't think Raquel Rodriguez is going to
0 tickets, but I get what you get.
Absolutely. It's not going to sell any tickets, and they're not going in that direction. I'm just throwing theories.
But I get it. I get that storyline.
Bianca Belair,
the returning Liv Morgan, all the Naomi coming back? Like, there's a lot of fun wrestlers in here. Is there anyone? I think we know who the obvious potential winners are. But is there anyone who you think you would love to root for in this match?
Well, Liv Morgan also, when she was attacked by Rhea Ripley last July and ridden off television for 7 months. So there's a lot of backstories here. There's a lot of people that hate Rhea Ripley with cause. So yes, so Liv Morgan would be interesting. Again, I don't think she would have a shot in hell against Rhea Ripley. It would be hard to believe that when you see, miniature Liv Morgan against the Eradicate Rhea Ripley. But Naomi's interesting. She lasted over an hour in the Women's Royal Rumble during her return.
An awesome return.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think they're going to give her the win either. I think Tiffany Stratton, we can just throw out. Tiffany's great to see her.
She's going to do some crazy shit in that chamber, though.
She's going to have a couple moments of shine, but she's
absolutely,
like you said, Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley wouldn't sell any tickets, I don't think, either. So Tiffany Stratton hasn't been introduced to the main roster enough to give her a main event level spot at WrestleMania. To me, it's either Bianca Belair or Becky Lynch. So that's where the discussion lies. Out of those two, who would you like to see face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40?
I would like to see the rematch of sorts with Bianca Belair, because Bianca Belair to me is my favorite wrestler in the joint. With Charlotte out, Charlotte is my favorite wrestler in WWE. With Charlotte out, Bianca Belair is by far the person I want to see in every match, in the biggest matches, under the lights, ending WrestleMania one of the nights. I think she is wonderful, and her versus Ripley, I think, is a not only is it a headliner match today, it's a headliner match 10 years from now. Like, I think this is going to be returning every couple of years. The WWE is going to return to these two facing off with each other in the under the lights in the biggest and brightest. So why not add to that year-long, decade-long feud with another WrestleMania main event? I'd love to see Bianca Belair do it, but are we writing off Becky Lynch too early?
They had the stare down. Becky Lynch interrupted Rhea Ripley during the WrestleMania kickoff press conference in Las Vegas. I don't think they do that for no reason, but also your argument there just kind of swayed me, because Bianca Belair is, I think, probably the best athlete in the company, if not one of them. She's surreal. She can do anything in the ring. She could hang with Rhea Ripley. I feel like Becky Lynch is an interesting opponent for the promos, but not so much athleticism wise. Bianca Belair has the edge there, but I think my pick will be Becky Lynch, just because they've been hinting at it. I can't believe they had her a stare down a full calendar year ago on Raw backstage, and now they have her interrupt her at the press conference. I think they're going in that direction, but I would not be upset if Bianca Belair won the match at all. That would be an excellent.
If you're going to take Becky, I'm going to take Bianca. We have our first difference of opinion here. Obviously, Elimination Chamber, anything can happen. I like that a lot. We might need to put a little bit of something on that. I don't mind rooting for Bianca.
Well, maybe we'll do a scorecard, and the loser has to do something embarrassing on air next week. We'll figure it out.
Fantastic. I like it a lot.
I got plenty of wigs. I can throw on a wig or something.
Let's go to probably the most meaningless match. Maybe it's a pre-show match. I'm not entirely sure, but it's Damian Priest and Finn Balor defending their tag titles against what was known as British Strong Style, but is now known as Butch and the Femme, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. What do you got for this match? Why should I care? I mean, I know why I care about Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. I remember them when they entered the world of WWE in that wonderful tournament that they had. So I've loved those two guys forever, but why should I care about these two guys today?
I'm having a hard time coming up with a reason for you to care, to be honest. But I'll throw something out there. They're both great wrestlers, and Vince McMahon is not the boss anymore. Triple H believed in these guys. Triple H ran the black and gold. Triple H had a vision for NXT UK. Granted, it didn't work out. Eventually, he's going to launch NXT Europe. But these are Triple H guys, so they're not going to embarrass them here. It's not going to be a squash match. And Judgment Day, Balor and Priest have been champions. I can't even remember. I think they've defeated Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso after Fastlane. So, but it has been the most meaningless title reign. They've done nothing for the tag titles. I love the Judgment Day, but they haven't really built up anyone. They had a match against the Creed brothers, and then the Creed brothers have just disappeared. So there's plenty of problems with WWE television as well. But I think that Dunn and Bate are going to put up a good fight, but I don't see them taking the titles off the Judgment Day before WrestleMania, because they're not going to put Priest in a singles title match. He still hasn't cashed in his money in the bank. He's just been holding onto that thing since July 1st. He has till July 1st, 2024 to cash in. So
that's the thing. I don't I don't understand. I understand the big events that we have. We obviously know what the main events are going to be in this WrestleMania build, and we're asking that Becky Lynch or Bianca Belair question, who's going to face Ripley in WrestleMania, but then we don't really know what the loser's going to be able to do in that match. And it's the same thing here. If Priest and Balor keep these tag titles, when is Priest actually going to cash this in? It's been hinted at for so long. It usually is, but when is Priest actually going to make the big move? When is Judgment Day going to do anything different than they've been doing? When is one of them going to break off? I've loved the R-Truth storyline, don't get me wrong, but eventually there needs to be a change in this. It's getting very AEW, this faction just trolling along and not really doing anything. So I believe Priest and Balor win these keep these tag titles again, but I'm just waiting for the next shoe to drop in that whole entire world of the Judgment Day.
But yeah, if they keep the titles, who's the team coming up? That's my problem.
Exactly.
They don't, and Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne aren't established enough for people to care if they're the tag team champion. So it would be like a downgrade, not in talent, but just in popularity if they went to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. So you got to keep them on the Judgment Day. But I agree with you. The Judgment Day's been getting stale. R-Truth was cute for a while, but now he's like impacting actual matches that have stakes, and just with
maybe he'll impact this one.
Yeah, he very well might. It is kind of a meaningless title match if there ever was one. So, but I'm going
Pete
with
and Dunne. Give it to Pete and Bate, the Femme and the Butch. Give them the tag titles. I like that a lot. Let's move on, though.
Hold on, hang on. What's your official prediction? You're going with Dunne and Bate. We're gonna have to keep score.
I'll go with Butch and the Femme. I'll go with R-Truth costing them the tag titles. I think that would be a good storyline.
Oh, I like that. All right, I'm gonna pick the Judgment Day. So we're different on 2 so far.
Let's go with another one that we're probably going to be different on. It's the men's Elimination Chamber match. This winner is not going to be fighting Roman Reigns. We will talk about that storyline, but is most likely going to be doing something with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, even though we're going to talk about Seth in a second with the Grayson Waller effect. But this match is so much fun because of the people in it, and also because we truly don't know who's going to win this match. You have Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, KO, and somehow Logan Paul. Logan Paul, by the way, rated a 90 in the new WWE 2K game. A lot of people are rated under him, and I gotta say, Logan Paul is very much impressed, but there's going to be some people in that locker room mad that a video game Logan Paul is rated higher than them, and they've been wrestling for 20 years. That's beside the point. Bob, absolutely. How awesome is this Elimination Chamber match going to be?
I think it's going to be epic, and there's so many ways you could go with this, because Randy Orton, he didn't get his revenge on Roman Reigns. He failed in the Fatal 4-Way at Royal Rumble. But he could be a great opponent for Seth Rollins, but I don't really see that. They're on different brands. Yeah. Randy Orton officially signed with SmackDown. He doesn't make sense for me as the winner. Bobby Lashley makes zero sense for me as the winner. I just want to eliminate him because they had him. They have him as the head of the Pride faction. That's the name of that faction with the Street Profits, and they're facing the Final Testament with Karrion Kross. And Karrion Kross is probably going to show up in this match and attack Bobby Lashley. Nobody gives a crap about that feud. But Bobby Lashley's not winning this. So let's eliminate Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton. Now we get to some interesting things here. Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, they're still in a feud. I think they're going to wind up facing each other again at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Originally, I thought it was going to be LA Knight versus Logan Paul, but I think they're going to go LA Knight versus AJ Styles because they keep having that feud go on for some reason. And that's kind of a bummer for LA Knight. But I don't see LA Knight, Kevin Owens, or Logan Paul winning this match either, which brings me to Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre, to me, makes perfect sense to win this match for many reasons. I think he's on one of the best runs of his career right now.
I would agree.
CM Punk WrestleMania RAP shirt, just burying that guy, burying CM Punk every chance he can get, and he's doing it the right way, so people are enjoying it. It's not like, is this a fucking this company going to go in shambles here? No, it's this guy sucks, CM Punk. That she's just burying him the right way, and he's also making it known that he won both of his title reigns during the pandemic era in front of no fans, and he did it for everybody else. This time he's doing it for himself, and he's just a perfect heel to take that title off of Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And then if CM Punk ever comes back, they have a beautiful built-in feud right there. But Drew McIntyre makes the most sense for me. What about you?
I would agree wholeheartedly with everything you just said. If it wasn't for the fact, I want to ask this question before I say it. Do we know Drew McIntyre's contract status past WrestleMania?
We do not, but the last reporting was that things are looking like he's going to re-sign because they're putting way too much into it. It would be kind of crazy for him to be calling out CM Punk, building up that rivalry for when Punk comes back. And Punk already said, I'm coming straight for you when I come back. It'd be kind of ridiculous if they didn't re-sign him, but on the record, no, they have not signed a new contract extension, and his contract is still set to expire after WrestleMania 40. So that's a little scary, but for WWE, if they don't get him, but
well, that's the thing. WWE is not going to let him win this match unless they know they're going to get him. That's how. I mean, in my opinion, we won't hear what the contract is or wherever it'll get reported at some point in the future. I can guarantee you, if Drew McIntyre wins the Elimination Chamber, he is re-signing with WWE because they will not allow this man to leave after a build to WrestleMania because of how hot he is right now. How hot he has made himself. He's an excellent follow on any social media platform. If you don't know what we're talking about him being a heel, he is fantastic in everything he's done over the past few weeks because he's been the odd man out in this whole build with Cody and The Rock, and he has planted himself in there. He has said, no, don't forget about me, and it has worked. And I think Drew McIntyre wins this. I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre to win this, and that will make me sad because I want D-Mac in AEW. I think he would be a perfect guy to come over to AEW. I think he's made himself invaluable to WWE, and they will find a way to re-sign him. But I'm just saying, if he wins this match, I guarantee you that means he's re-signing with WWE. I think he wins. Are you picking him as well?
Yes, that's my pick. And just also to credit to Drew McIntyre, WWE's gone through so many injuries during this WrestleMania season. Charlotte Flair, Punk, as usual. The man can't stay healthy. I will admit that.
He's 47 years old. Yeah.
He's 45. Edge is 90. But Drew McIntyre, he has saved this company. He has replaced Punk. They were building towards Seth Rollins and CM Punk. We can agree on that. That 100%. Was clearly, they had that epic promo. Drew McIntyre has slotted himself in there. He was going to be overlooked again, but now you can't overlook him. Now he's like, Jesus, this guy he's an excellent heel. He's a good baby face too, but he's found his stride as a heel. I did not see this coming, and it's very impressive. And I think he's going to win the Elimination Chamber match and go on. And I think he might even beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40, but that's getting ahead. We'll talk.
That's getting ahead. And again, we'll talk about more about LA Knight and KO versus Logan Paul. We'll talk about all that stuff on the road to WrestleMania. We're going to be coming at you with a show every week here on this channel. Bob will be posting a bunch of shorts all throughout the week, recapping events that are happening during the week. So we're going to cover all that stuff. We're really just focusing on Elimination Chamber right now. And we only have one more thing to talk about, and it is the Grayson Waller effect. Very happy for this kid, Grayson Waller, to get this stage. I know it's not going to be about him, but I'm happy that he gets this stage in front of his home crowd. He's probably going to rip his home crowd apart. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch everything happen, and good for this kid. He deserves it, but it's going to be Cody and Seth Rollins out there. We're obviously building towards something, maybe a tag match between those two against The Rock and Roman Reigns. We also don't know if Cody, when he's going to face Roman for that belt. Will The Rock be involved? Will Seth Rollins be involved? Are these guys working both nights of WrestleMania? So many questions up into the air. Before we get into what do you think happens, I'll ask you, do you think anything gets answered in this promo?
I don't think so. I think we know Cody Rhodes has said he's going to face Roman Reigns for the title of WrestleMania. I don't think it's been officially announced. I think they've done a graphic. I don't think
Roman's technically accepted it. I don't know if he has to, but again.
Yeah, but I think we're going to get Seth Rollins trying to convince Cody Rhodes that he can be his Shield, right? He's referencing the Shield group with Roman Reigns. He's uniquely qualified to help Cody Rhodes battle the Bloodline and Roman Reigns. So honestly, Tony, I have no idea what to expect in this segment. And I'm kind of excited because there could be, I just don't want to see Solo Sikoa show up in the that's what I don't want to see. I want to see something. I would love for something coming out of this that we're all like, holy shit, that was incredible.
Well,
but I feel like they're going to do something like with Grayson Waller with the hometown crowd, get him to boo. Maybe Seth Rollins and Cody hit their finisher on Grayson Waller. It could be something cheap like that, which is what I'm afraid of, to be honest.
Let me tell you exactly what's going to happen. Seth is going to come out and say, Cody, you should be in my team. Cody's going to hesitate, all that. They're going to play to the crowd that way. And Grayson Waller is going to piss these guys off enough that they get mad at him, which brings out Austin Theory, and we have a sudden tag match between these two guys that Cody and Seth go over pretty easily and pop the crowd. See you later. Collect the paycheck. Head on home. That is exactly what's going to happen in this promo.
You nailed it. I was going to say, oh my God, I forgot Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are in a tag team. Austin Theory.
So did the world.
Austin Theory. Austin Theory beat John Cena at WrestleMania 39, if you remember. And then he just fell off the face of the planet.
we're done with Elimination Chamber now, and I don't want to harp on the effect, but that's the thing with this whole Grayson Waller thing. Again, I'm happy he's getting the spotlight, but wouldn't it make more sense to have Grayson and Austin Theory fighting Priest and Balor for these tag titles because it's
Absolutely.
the hometown crowd with Australia? I'm getting too far ahead of myself. I will say WWE has done a heck of a job rolling with the punches here on this build to WrestleMania and dealing with the internet wrestling community and what they want and playing into that whole thing. They've done a really great job there, but there's always going to be stuff left behind.